Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of reacting to all the world records in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Well, at least 150cc. We've already done 200cc. But anyways, this first record by Vincent, a 123.402. Fun fact about this track is that there are a total of 69 world records on this track. Yeah, that's the fun fact. There's gonna be a lot of other 69 facts. But yeah, also Vincent has a 0.2 lead over second place on this track. So, despite how simple this track is, he just outclasses everyone else. So, I'm kind of curious to see how he does this. We see a start shroom. I expected that. He's going to go for these wide coins here. And the reason why you go for the wide coins is, well, there's not too many to go around here. So, that's why you have to go for those wide ones. If you go for those wide ones, it's just going to lose way too much time. You'd rather get the ones at the beginning regardless. But yeah, you're going to end up on 8, so the last you're going to get are the first two tight ones on the first turn. But yeah, look! Oh my god, that's got to be where a lot of the time save comes from, is just that ending section on lap 1. Maybe even lap 3, I believe there's like a semi... It's like the opposite of a pace lock, where you're... You know, you have to go fast to reach what makes you go faster. Does that make any sense? Like this, right here. Yeah. If you're not fast enough, you will not be able to... Oh my gosh! What? That is ridiculous. Holy cow. Wow. I was not expecting that ending section. I wonder if that's going to be similar on lap 3 as well, or if it's going to be a lot simpler. Let's see. Oh, okay, he doesn't get a mole trick. You get any other tricks here? Gets one. Okay. Nothing crazy here at the ending. But yeah, nice 123.402. And next we have Rice Cakesy's 122.860 on Mario Circuit, GBA. And the fun fact for this one is this is the high newest world record in the retros, including 200cc, at 23 days old. So one that's not even on the YouTube channel either, the Mario Kart Deluxe Records channel, so this is brand spanking new, and I think you do a... Oh, you don't do a start shroom. You do this, okay. On 200cc, I believe you do a start shroom to kind of get across the shortcut and do a start shroom at the same time. But anyways, this guy actually has a 0.3 lead over second place, but Gersten has also been trying recently to try and close that gap a little bit. So this track is, despite it being very short, very, very difficult to do. I thought Boo Boo was going to be on the same level of difficulty, or a lot easier, but it's about the same level of difficulty, I would say, as Retro Mario Circuit. I did not realize all of the strats at the ending for Boo Boo Meadows, but yeah. This track, the main reason is just squeezing out the mini turbos here are so difficult. Like, squeezing out this one right before the cut is a lot more difficult than it looks. And yeah, it's just clean driving all around. And take this ISK. That's actually a lot of time to be saved on that tiny shortcut right there. So, you know, even though it may look mundane, it is definitely not. And this part, this is probably the most difficult part of the track, but he just makes it look so easy all 3 laps. And gets that 122. Very nice. And next up we have Vincent on Cheap Cheap Beach with a 146.080. And this record was actually set on New Year's of, I believe, this year, right? Yes, of this year. So that's your fun fact for this. I am curious to see how this world record is done, because I don't think I've seen a world record on this track for 150cc before, so I've definitely watched the shroom list, but oh, okay, you get an SMT here off the glider. I'm guessing he does motion there as well. Do you do that? Okay, I was gonna say, do you do that all 3 laps, I wonder? I also thought he was gonna get a double SMT there, but just goes to Snake instead. Oh, he goes for this ramp. Oh, that looked very difficult. Oh, and double SMT here. Okay, I thought it would be mini turbo, ultra mini turbo, but no, he just goes for that. Okay, does he do this again? He does go for it again on lap 2. Okay, so my assumption is he's gonna go for it on all 3 laps. Oh, and he goes more to the left here to get 2 extra mini and does it? Wait. Oh, he used the ending cut. Yeah. So that's the faster cut, and you're snaking here because you don't have to go for the coins anymore. Okay. I'm learning the stress. So he's gonna go for it again. It's very similar to what we saw Alberto do on Electrodrome in part 1 of this. You just smack the wall for a little bit. Very weird that you can't get like an extra drift. I'm guessing you probably can, but it just will send you too far wide. Like you could drift off the top, but it would just... Yeah. It looks very weird as well that he has to go so far wide to get the double super mini turbo, but it's definitely faster. Nice time by Vincent. I wonder if he's going to get a 145 here. Next up we have Toad's Turnpike. A 145, 5.63 by Vincent. And I'm going to do the fun facts from now on during the actual world record watching, I guess. But the fun fact for this is that inward bikes have dominated this category for, I believe, maybe even over 3 times the amount that outward has. Also, that bump into the wall was kind of crazy. So, yeah, I'm sure many of you already knew this, but Toad's Turnpike is an inside biker world record, or it's a great track for inside bikers, especially online. Oh, he goes for that. But yeah, the mini turbo strats on the new meta have outdone inward bikes on this track. So now, you know, you can get this ultra mini turbo here. A lot of the times, that's just gonna be faster on most tracks. But the reason why inward's so good is because you can take the turns really tight. And there's... Wow, I did not know about the motion glider there. Okay. Very interesting. So that's also probably part of the reason why this is outward now, because on inward you would not be able to do something nearly as, I guess, efficient in terms of motion glider. But yeah, a lot of things have changed on this track since outward took over, and now it's just so much faster. Yeah, let's see if he takes... I think that he might be able to take a ending glider, because I know online there's an ending glider around... It's after this turn here. I wonder if he's... Oh, is it not there offline? I guess it's just not there. I guess online the cars are different. And, okay. Well, now we have Arby's 152.431 on Dry Desert. So the fun fact for Dry Desert is that both the 150 and 200cc world records have been held for over a year. That's only the case for 2 other tracks in the entire game. And out of the 3, this actually has the lowest total days for the world record held. The other 2 are much longer. So I forgot, I don't believe there's another one in this video. Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, that's kind of crazy how many world records that have been held for years, or, you know, just multiple hundreds of days. You'd think with how many world records we see, just in general, you'd think that there would be a lot more, you know, variety in terms of the world records, but a lot of them come on the exact same tracks and they're back-to-back improvements because, you know, there's a new strat that's found, or people just, you know, find out that the track hasn't been optimized. But this one, I don't know if it's optimized actually, but it looks optimized so far. Like, all these snaking back and forth is making me feel like I don't see anything else that could possibly, you know, be improved upon. So, and you get this mini turbo trick off the killer on lap 3. It doesn't feel like there's any place to like get extra mini turbocharges, or you know, maybe here you could get the double super mini turbo instead of just mini turbo there, but it sets you up better to do this snaking and get this mini turbo trick, so that's probably why it's done that way. Yeah, despite how hard the track looks, it looks really, really optimized, and that's just a testament to how good Army is, and yeah, really nice time. And now we have Alpaco's 112.687 on Donut Plains 3. So, the fun fact for this is that it became a Scooty track a couple months ago, and before that, Alpaco held the world record on this track for 1,069 days straight. Yep, another 69 fact. You're getting a couple more of those in this video. Actually, maybe only one more, but yeah. I believe the reason why it switched over to Scooty is because you could get the Nisk easier, so you don't have to get like the super optimal crazy wall clip cut that you could get. It either is easier or it's just more consistent on Scooty. That's my theory, at least. Yeah, let's see how well he gets this. Yeah, he doesn't get the wall clip there. It also might be easier to get that turn with Scooty. I'm not too sure. I'd have to ask why. Maybe someone in the comments actually knows. Do you know why this is Scooty instead of Biddy? Is there a major difference, or is it just because, you know, maybe it's easier to maneuver around the turns or something? I don't know. Yeah, anyways, this world record is phenomenal. Get that lost trick off the last molehill. You take this shortcut all 3 laps, which is very, very difficult to do, by the way. Yeah, nice 112.687 by Alpaco. And now we have Vincent's 154.652 on Royal Raceway. So the fun fact for this one is that this is Vincent's first and only world record on this category. So he hasn't held a world record on this track before up until this one, which is usually pretty rare, because you see a lot of people get the world record on this track and be like, oh, this run isn't that good, I'd rather improve it. And then, you know, at least that's what a lot of top time trialers, you know, think about their runs. So it's just like natural for people to have more world records than just one on a track. But Vincent got this run, which was, I believe, it might be over 0.1 ahead of what Panda had. But the main reason is that Nisk right there is very difficult to do. I think that strat was discovered by Panda, but Vincent looks to have optimized it and now has the world record as his own. Yeah, this track used to be very, very simple. It was just squeezing out mini turbos on time. But now with that Nisk there, it's very, very difficult to get to. And also this motion glider is what saves a lot of time too. But this shortcut right here, very, very difficult because you kind of clip the off-road. And you have to hope there's not a slowdown for you waiting at the end of that cut. So for lap 3, of course he's going to go for the same thing. I don't know. I thought I remembered. It might have been one of Panda's world records where he didn't get it optimally for one of the laps. But so far, Vincent seems to have got it down. So maybe he improves it by getting it perfect all 3 laps. Let's see. Takes the shroom cut. Let's see how good this shortcut is. Oh yeah, he gets it perfect all 3 laps, because of course he does. He has the world record after all, so yeah. Nice time. I wonder if we're going to see any improvements here. That looks like a really good world record. And next we have Alberto's 159.979 on DKJ. This might look familiar, because you probably have seen this on this channel before. So yeah, anyways, let's get into it. The fun fact for this one is this is the second track in the game to have Genzu Glide. We saw the first one on Thwomp Ruins in part 1. This one you're going to only see on laps 2 and 3. So I theorized in the video about this world record, where we went over that this is probably the final minute barrier to be broken in the game, that Genzu Glider is probably not going to happen or it could happen, sorry. Jet Glider could probably happen on all 3 laps, but it just looks so difficult to get that I don't know if anyone's going to go for it. And the fact that Alberto got the sub just further demotivates anyone from going for it. I wonder if anyone, I could see maybe like Stir or maybe even Vincent, but yeah, you'd either have to improve on the driving or, which maybe might be the super bounce or these shortcuts, but these look pretty good. Like, look at this. Jetzo Glider. My thought is that you could collect those 2 coins. Like, you look pretty close to getting them in the Ghost, but my guess is that it's way too inconsistent to even try that, but that's the only way I could see this, like, going down a substantial amount of time, at least. Yeah, you're gonna see the same strat on lap 3. I forget, did they go to the right on the bridge or on the left to kind of line up? Okay, you do go on the left. You know, part of why it might be too difficult is because, you know, you line up differently on lap 1 as well. So that might be part of it. Might be hard to get the Genswell Glider. Also, the Genswell Glider in general, just really difficult. Way too difficult to get consistently, so when Alberto grinded, it was mainly... The motivation came from getting the sub 2 minute on this track, so yeah. Anyways, next up we have Stir's 149.988 on Wario Stadium. Let's get right into it. The fun fact here is that Stir has held the world record for 69% of the game's lifespan. So that's your third 69 fact of the day. Well, yeah, when this sub 150 happened, it felt like there was even more hype around it than the DKJ one, where Alberto got the sub-minute, or 2 minute, I guess, time on DKJ. But the reason why this has been so hyped up, or it was so hyped up, is just because there was this strat, which was very different, and that's what allowed to take this world record from like a mid 150 to a sub 150. And part of it as well is that Stir is just an absolute monster at this track as well. He's basically the only person in the world that could even get close to a sub 150, and he eventually got it. Also, those cycles for the fireballs are ridiculous. And of course, that just makes you go even faster. It's like, again, like an anti-pace lock almost, because you have to go fast enough to reach there. But that strat just looks so weird to me, that you go for that specifically. It's like a... I think you get like a Kusan slide from a mini turbo, which usually you get it from a trick boost. I remember interviewing Stir about it, and it was going to be a video on the channel by itself, but it's unfortunately the interview got lost, got deleted at some point, so I don't have it anymore, and I didn't want to, you know, bother him with another interview, especially like so far long after the world record had happened. But anyways, this looks a lot different than it did like a year ago or so. So glad to see this finally got the sub 150, and yeah. And here we have Alberto's 146.298 on Sherbet Land. Get into this. So the fun fact about this one is that Alberto's current rate on this track is 1,540 47, 48, or 49 days. One of those three. I took down the fun facts a little earlier than I recorded this. But yeah, what's crazy about that is that it's not even first in 150cc. And it's not the first in the original tracks either. It's not even the first in the retros on 150cc. So there's one that's even longer in this video that we'll be getting to. But, yeah. Alberto has long had this world record. There's a infamous battle between him and Luckio on this track, but unfortunately, I think, yeah, even on both modes, I believe Luckio has contended him on this tracks, but Alberto's just so good at getting the shortcuts down and the strats as well. It's just he hasn't been able to catch one off of Alberto, unfortunately. So lucky was held second one wide on this track for like so long in both modes. I don't know if he has it anymore on 150. I don't even know if he has it on 200 either, but yeah. Anyways. He just takes all the turns so tight. It's so satisfying. Like that as well, where you know, clip into the little dirt instead of on the snow to get more traction is also so crispy clean. And yeah, just one of the smoothest world records and most satisfying in the game, I would say. And now we're going to be taking a look at Music Park Vincent getting a 150-170. So this track has the lowest world record count in the retros at 62. It might be the lowest of the original tracks. I know it's lower than any Nitro tracks. I forgot to check the bonus for this. But this world record is just so ridiculous with the crazy strats, especially right here, right? Yeah, that strat is just ridiculous. I have no idea how you get that, to be honest. So, you know, it's kind of crazy that he could just get that. Also, you could get the 3 coins there, so that's like the 3 coins on the long turn after the super bouts. It's possible to get those, but Vincent only gets... Okay, I thought he'd get the last coin from these middle coins here, but he actually gets it from there instead. So that's the only way I could see this record going down, is he gets all 3 of the coins on the long turn instead. But yeah, that strat is just so mesmerizing. Now you can take it a lot tighter. I know the Shroomless world record, they get all 3 of them, but that's not nearly as optimized despite that, so... Yeah, also the mini turbos on that section is ridiculous. Just snaking to get this launch trick off the music note. You have to know your cycles perfectly there. But I can see this being a 149 eventually. You just have to get that extra coin, and then I imagine maybe the cycles will be even better for you, potentially. I don't know. That didn't look super amazing either, that last one, but maybe I'm totally wrong. Okay, that one you get a Kusan slide, so I imagine if you're fast enough, you could get a mini turbo launch trick off of that. Oh, I forgot. Use a start trip at the beginning, so you don't have one for the end. Okay. And now we have Vincent on Yoshi Valley with a 157.482. I actually don't have a fun fact for this one, so let's just get straight into it. This world record, by the way, is kind of crazy. Just because the shortcut is... You'll see what I mean by the shortcut. It's kind of ridiculous. Also, I think you get a double trick off the ramp here, which is pretty cool. The reason why you go in this cave is to get those 3 coins. You could get 10 by the end of the lap, I believe. Yeah, because you're going to have 6 here, 8. You don't go for those wide ones, I believe. Yeah, and then you get the last 2 right before the shortcut. Or you might even get one here. Yeah. And you get the last one before the shortcut. Okay, never mind. I thought the shortcut would be a lot crazier. But that shortcut is actually, even though it looks fairly simple, it's a lot harder than it looks. And it's the reason why Vincent has such a huge lead over second. I believe it's like a 0.25 lead or something. It's because of that shortcut. It's just so hard to get perfectly. And Vincent just does it every single time. To perfection, so... It also helps that he's just charging these mini turbos up like it's nothing. Final lap, we get... it's going to basically do the same thing as lap 2, but we might see a little bit of a different ending shortcut just because, you know, you don't have to carry the boost past the finish line anymore, so might see him go for like an extra mini turbo before the cut or something. We'll see. Yeah, getting this Ultra Mini Turbo just looks so difficult to get. Okay, no, he doesn't get an extra extra mini turbo before the cut. He gets one into the finish line. Now we're moving on to TikTok Clock, where we have the only 140 on the track by... I have no idea what this guy's name is. It's just a bunch of numbers, MK. But yeah, I guess we'll call him Stringendo. If anyone knows what this guy goes by, or if anyone knows the pronunciation of his Japanese name, please do let me know in the comments. I am not sure one bit. Okay. I had not seen that before. Didn't know you MT trick to the right on the first ramp. But yeah, getting the Super Mini Turbo makes sense there. You're getting a lot of Kusan slides here, by the way. Kusan slide number 1. Okay, well, actually, he's... Okay? What? Okay, never mind. So, the fun fact for this track is that it has the most world records out of any track, I believe, in the game. At least in 150, it does. And you can see why. There's so many difficult strats on this track that in order to get them perfectly, you'd have to spend a lot of world records, you know, mastering that, I guess. I don't even know if this is optimal. Okay, launch trick there. But this record does look kind of crazy. If I had to guess, this is probably going in my top 10 favorite world records, bro. He launch tricks off that one too. Okay, it makes sense that he uses the mushroom there. But he's so far ahead that he gets that Nisk super early, which is ridiculous. Does he... Oh, he uses the shroom here. What? You get a... What? Super mini turbo there. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know you could trick off the last part of that. So that's new to me. Dude, this is crazy. Yeah, this is definitely going to be up there. That's for sure. Toad Harbor. Definitely. What? He gets a... No. Stop it. Stop it. He got 2 launch tricks in one clock section. How is that even... And he gets the low trick? Yeah, okay, man. That's like one of the best runs I've ever seen. Now we have Pi's 157.960 on Piranha Plant side. This is also going to be another crazy world record. All of the Lightning Cup is just ridiculous, by the way, so let's get right into it. I think for time trials specifically, the Lightning Cup is probably the best of the game. I don't know if anyone agrees or disagrees with that, but by far one of the most entertaining sets of world records you're going to see back to back to back. But yeah, you can already tell this world record is going to be good when you see those strats at the beginning. But the fun fact for this one, actually I forgot what it was going to be. But yeah, Pi holds the world record on both 150 and 200. And he has a combined 1,965 days over both categories. So 404 days in 150 and 1,561 days in 200. So yeah, crazy, crazy stuff. About to hit that 2,000 mark very soon. Now, Pi has told me himself that he doesn't think this 150 record is as good as he'd like it to be, although he believes his 200 world record is fairly decent. So I might do a video once it hits 2,000 days. I'll see, but yeah, this is just some crazy strats that we got going on here. Like the S&T motion glider. Getting the S&T glider there is difficult in itself, but doing motion as well on top of that just, you know, caps it all off. Yeah, I like how they do the Kusan slide on laps 2 and 3 and don't go for the mini turbo trick or like they do on lap 1. Also, this Kusan slide is kind of ridiculous. You have to hop over that gap, and sometimes that little crack right there, you can just like 90 yourself off the track if you take it too tight. Yeah, but we've seen quite a bit of strats where you bump against the wall to get an extra mini turbocharge. Yeah, nice record by Pi. Only 157 on this track. And now we're going to take a look at Panda's Roma Volcano, where he gets a 152.441. So this is actually the longest standing retro 150cc world record, standing at 500 and I think it was 26 days. I mean, just 527 days. So I kind of forgot. Is that I think he gets the Ultra Mini Turbo there. Kind of forgot how this track looked, especially towards the end. I know you go for the... Oh, you go to get a Super Mini Turbo Glider. You don't even go for the boost ramp. Okay. I thought you did just because... Oh, you don't because you get the shortcut. That makes more sense. Yeah, and here you're going to get a launch trick over that dirt patch. And that ending part is pretty RNG in terms of whether or not you get a dirt slowdown or not. He just completely drifts over it like it's nothing. Like it's just normal road. But online, I usually get a slight slowdown if I go for that. But... Oh, I get Ultra Mini Turbo there. I think he did that lap 1, right? It's kind of ridiculous that he goes for these crazy strats here. I mean, it makes sense. It's a world record, but you know what I mean. Also, definitely get the shortcut perfect all 3 laps. There's just no way he does it. Bro, like, I've never seen anyone get it that fast, online at least. I don't think I've ever gotten it myself online that fast, but he's just going to get it all 3 laps, is my guess. So yeah, let's see. There was a time when that shortcut at the end was discovered. There was like a huge grind on this track, and I think it was like the world record might have been decreased by like 0.8 or something. Something ridiculous like that, and Panda was one of those that did the most. Oh yeah, you don't take the shortcut because you do this lap 3. I forgot. Yeah, that shortcut's also very difficult. Even harder than the NISC you get on a lap 1 and 2. So now we got N64 Rainbow Road for the final track of the video, where Vincent gets a 119.196. So Vincent's reign on this track is the longest ongoing on 150cc at the time of this video, at 1,691 days. There's actually been a world record raid that has lasted longer than this, but it no longer has continued. It was 1,810 days on Toad's Turnpike. I think it was Edgy, right? Yeah, Edgy had the world record on Toad's Turnpike for 1,810 days. So Vincent's starting to approach that number, and we'll see if he overtakes that eventually, but yeah, that's pretty insane stuff. And this is another track where Vincent is just far and away better than the competition. And it's probably because he gets to this section so early, where he can get multiple tricks in a row there that just send him a little bit further ahead. And also, those rail, like, shrooms are incredibly tough to get well. And Vincent just does them flawlessly. Like, just look at that. Getting the Ultra Mini Turbo there on that turn specifically, extremely difficult. We're going to see the final couple turns. SMT, SMT, MT, and then he's going to motion glider off this final glider, get an Ultra Mini Turbo, and get into the finish line with a fantastic record to end off the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next part, which will happen hopefully in 12 hours. This one's a little late. Apologize for that, but anyways, see you guys. Bye-bye!